The BG Inject-a-Flush for diesels is the ultimate diesel injector cleaning system for passenger cars, SUVs, and light trucks. The BG Inject-a-Flush process is simple to use, easy to store, and has no moving parts. It's a proven solution for unclogging the toughest diesel injector systems. BG 229 Diesel Care has all the power needed to clean injectors on vehicle engines up to 25,000 pounds gross vehicular weight, and is part of a turnkey service that requires no pre-mixing or measuring. Once all safety preparations have been made, securely hang the BG Inject-a-Flush for diesels, part number 9700, from a convenient location. Place it above the level of the engine's fuel filter if possible. Now connect the hoses to the tool ports, with the hoses running red to supply and black to return. Close the ball valve on the supply hose and remove the fill plug from the top. Using BG Diesel Care, fill to the full mark, which will be approximately 1 quart or 946 milliliters. This is a complete fuel and cleaner blend. Please do not dilute. Disconnect the engine's fuel system supply line and return line at a convenient point between the vehicle's fuel tank and the primary filter. If needed, pinch off the supply line near the connection to prevent fluid loss. To help prevent possible airlocks, avoid making connection between the filter and the injector pump when possible. Connections made between the fuel tank and the primary fuel filter will seldom require pressurization of the tool. Connect the appropriate adapter to the red hose and then attach it to the engine side of the fuel supply line and connect the other end of the adapter to the red hose coming from the BG Inject-a-Flush for diesels tool. Connect the fuel return line to the engine end of the black hose using the appropriate adapter interface. Use the adapters provided to connect or loop the ends of the supply and return lines that run back to the vehicle's fuel tank. Often there will be a pump in the tank or in the supply line that will pump fuel onto the floor if the hoses are not looped or the pump is not shut off. Some late-model diesel engines do not use a central injector pump, but make pressure with the actual injector. Instead of a fuel pump located in the tank, these systems require fuel pump pressure on the fuel supply line to feed the injectors and operate the fuel return system. On most of this type of vehicle, the fuel pump must be included in the red supply line feed to the injectors. With this system, remove the fuel line from the fuel pump inlet and replace it with the red supply hose. Begin the cleaning process by opening the ball valve on the red supply hose and make sure the vent is open. Then wait 30 seconds for the cleaner to fill the hose. Finally, start the engine. In most instances, the engine will start and run easily without pressurizing the canister. If the engine fails to start, you'll need to pressurize the canister by first closing the vent on top of the canister and shutting off the ball valve on the red hose. Then, back out the knob on the regulator and attach shop air. You should adjust the regulator to 10 to 15 psi. Once the canister is pressurized, you can remove the air supply. Open the ball valve on the red hose and start the engine. When the engine starts, immediately open the vent on the canister to relieve any remaining pressure and allow gravity flow to resume. Run the engine at 1200 RPM until the BG Diesel Care has been consumed, down to the minimum fluid level mark. Note, the BG Inject-a-Flush for diesels tool may be pressurized at any air source and then transported to the vehicle being serviced. This allows service to be performed without shop air. Shut off the engine and then the ball valve on the tool, in that order, to prevent a vacuum from forming in the vehicle's fuel supply line. A safety margin of fluid has been calculated into the BG Inject-a-Flush for diesels tool to prevent air from being ingested into the engine's fuel system. After the initial fill, several ounces of cleaner will always remain in the canister. Remove BG Inject-a-Flush for diesel service hoses and adapters. Reconnect fuel lines, taking care to prevent the supply hose from draining during the disconnect. You should use pinch-off clamps on the soft lines in order to prevent drainage. Note: always replace the fuel filter after a BG diesel Inject-a-Flush service. Restart the engine and check for leaks. If the engine has difficulty restarting, follow the vehicle manufacturer's procedure for purging after a fuel filter change. The BG Inject-a-Flush for diesel service is completed by adding BG 44K for diesels to the vehicle's fuel tank. The BG Inject-a-Flush for diesel system is one of the complete line of automotive services in the Maintenance Awareness Program from BG Products Incorporated in Wichita, Kansas. For information on the BG map, contact your local BG distributor or visit us on the web at bgprod.com. BG Products Incorporated, your partner in service success.